Hey everybody, Ben here. Thanks for being here. Thanks for showing up for yourself each and every day. And that energy yesterday was a bit nasty. What's this collective doing to me? If you're here from the short, you already have a backstory. If not, our word was a tear or tear. And they kind of both came through. We're looking at, with our supported angel number card, we have shed the old, which also goes into letting go of limiting beliefs, emerging, beginning anew, light work, refocus, ascend. We've been dealing a lot with limiting beliefs here recently, but looking at the tier, we could have came to a place of loss in general, but we actually, you know, experienced losing someone in our experience. But these beliefs that we might be hanging on to and we're trying to let go of can very well generate this very scared, difficult, frustrated place within us. Can also look at the tear aspect as ripping and tearing, removing things from our life. And if we did go that route, there was probably some frustration or anger experienced, and we removed it. But what was leading that anger? And do we need to reflect a bit and look at, mourning that loss or that behavior of someone, something, or even self, our difficulty, our fragile place there that we may be covering up a bit because we are insecure is coming through. And when we really think about it, uh, these limiting beliefs, we can look at these on the face value of saying, I'm not good enough, or I can't do this, or that's impossible, I don't have the money, those kind of things. But where did that come from? Who hurt us, abandoned us in a way that made us feel less than? Who was constantly knocking you down and reforming you to be uh, pathetic in their eyes so they could be above you, maybe? A lot of different ways to look at this. So, yeah, I'll ring my bells here. We'll see what we see, and we'll go from there. Oh, this might be a little loud, so if you're sensitive to volume, you should turn that down. If it resonates, feel free to like or comment. If it doesn't, don't make it fit. So I saw a crow on a tree towards the top. They have been pretty vocal this morning, and it's it's like a tree, and there's really nothing around. It's like a lone tree in a grassy field, if you will. It's kind of decaying and dead, and the energy I'm feeling is very kind of what we were talking about before. It's very removed, lonely, isolated, doesn't know how to feel what it's feeling. Like, I can't explain what I'm feeling here. It is uh, confused, down in the dumps. It's kind of, what's the point? We've had these messages here recently. Uh, it like looks, there's the other trees, and we're going to use the trees as where we want to go. We feel very isolated in this space, and we're stuck. We don't know what to do. Right now, looking at some ash in the wax of the candle that is going back and forth. Like I said, we've been having some messages that's been touching on this kind of feeling, energy in general. And now there's two, and they're going in a circle. It is this push and this pull. Obviously, where we're at, this tree is dead. And I'm not saying that it's a certain place or person or anything like that. I'm not, maybe, but this mindset is, we have to expand, and we start to go, and we're getting pulled back. Uh, where is this belief or this view, or what is it that we're holding on to so much for comfort, for safety, stability? Yet we know, but we're scared shitless. And a lot of those things seem like it'd be big and it'd be in our face, but it's probably not. It is, maybe it is, and we're justifying it. You know, how can we justify something in our minds? The Lovers here, partnership. Of course we could look at this with people, but this feels like self. Sure, we could still be involved with people, but our mind, our view on something is heading towards this merging point. And it's a transition, a gateway, portal, however we want to look at it. But we are in charge here. And we may want something out there to make it more comfortable or easy, but that tree is dead. And we are a bird in this analogy, and we have to fly. We're not going to walk. We have to jump off and trust ourselves that we can flap those wings and get to the other trees, the other part of the forest that is unknown. I mean, it was dark. It's a heavy forest, you know, all around this field. And maybe that tree was alive for a while and it has died since. And there's no berries on it to eat. It's not nourishing us. It's not helping us grow. We have to go elsewhere to flourish, to nurture ourselves. And we are hesitant. We have to know we're living in this situation. We're experiencing it. It is not giving back in the way that we are or desiring. We got temperance, inner peace, making peace with the situation ourselves, going back to that tier, and sure, maybe we're angry or frustrated if we made a move or if we haven't yet, but going back to where did that stem from? Sure, anger doesn't really always connect with sadness, but when we start to look at things and look at this, you know, whatever we're still hanging on to, or this belief that is surely embedded in us, and if we lived our whole life in that belief, it's hard to make it unjust, or I should say, you know, unjustify it, make it incorrect, because it's carried us, it's protected us all this time. And to finally let go of that and move forward is a difficult place. I'm not taking that away one bit, but we have to know what it is. And knowing to be free of it. It's kind of like, you know, just referencing an addiction. Like, I need this to feel comfortable or to distract myself from something or whatever it is. And if I don't get it, I'm going to be uncomfortable. But I know it's just covering that up. You know, this mindset, this belief, whatever it may be. And don't we want to be free of that whenever we're ready? But things are going to stay the same here on this tree, in this field. Ten of Pentacles reversed. Family dispute. Could look at it within family, but just material matter in general is it's limited. This is it. This is where we go. We want to go forward. How do we get out of this difficulty? And we can keep going back to these beliefs because it's tried and true, and we know what it is. We know how it works. It keeps us safe in all we've ever known, but it's time to move forward, and letting go of that again is up to us. Three of Cups reversed. We have dysfunction. Where was I? Something was there earlier. I don't know if I said it, but We can look at this as our surroundings, people, places, or things that are not aligned with us anymore. They're holding us back. Uh, tear. I don't know if I was thinking it or if I said it in the short, but if we just think of the anger, the frustration that maybe we get or move on or use to move forward in life, to maybe leave that tree, can involve people. And we've had enough. Maybe we were in a wound and uh, they were exploiting that wound at a time. And we got frustrated enough and we pulled away. We moved forward because it wasn't flourishing us. And maybe we have to mourn that idea that, wow, all my life, I was getting duped and I thought I was being accepted or appreciated or who knows what it was. And really shedding this, I was living a dream in a way. This was all false. Also, being in an unsupportive experience, not seeing the same views anymore, or just not taking responsibility for our behaviors, our actions, our emotions. There's a lot going on here, depending on where you're at. Three of Wands reversed. Impatience. You can look at this as I can reflect on this in different stages of my life of if this was just different out there, I'd feel comfortable to take a step or to move forward. And by doing so, or even through a healing experience, we expect a change or something out there to make it more comfortable. And it's not going to be, like I said, we were that bird on that tree. And uh, we can't, we could walk, but that's not acceptable in this analogy. We have to fly and we have to trust our wings. We have to trust our abilities to get there. And that's difficult, especially if we've already been going through so much, ripping and tearing, uh, crying. If we're looking at the tear, we're purging, we're accepting, we're moving forward, we're reflecting. That's a lot of emotions going on. And then yet to have this strength and trust in self to continue forward is needed. Got two cards here. Six of Wands reversed. Setbacks. Uh, a lot of times when we start to change a lot of our experiences around us that we were molded in, just in general, it's just face value. I change how I view things. Well, that's going to disturb a lot of things. Now let's say we pull people out of our experience. That's going to disturb a lot of things. And then if we start to heal and see a lot of things differently, it's going to really disturb a lot of things. And everything is going to be thrown in our way or our path or our experience to try to keep us where we are. It's going to get more difficult because it's, oh, you think you're ready? Let me show you kind of thing. Like it's trying to keep you in this space because, yeah, we can say people don't like change, but collective doesn't like change. Not you personally, I'm talking like the energy collectively. It is so many pulls and pushes, and it's really where this strength and trust in self and this keep pushing forward. We then had the Two of Pentacles equilibrium of having to try to balance this energy. I don't know if it's the collective in general or someone doing negative actions to me, but when I get to start doing these messages, I feel this energy, this push and this pull, these drastic roller coaster emotions of uh, fear and anxiety. And then I'm like, where the hell is this coming from? And then going back to very calm, where I was, cool and collected, trying to get a hold of our emotions and balancing them again. It's a roller coaster. It is I'm gonna do it. Hell no, I'm staying right here. I want something to change, something to come and make it all better. And uh, getting to a place of balancing, grounding however we can, and uh, limiting the control of this. I was only looking for one card here. Oh boy, we're making a mess everywhere. We got justice reversed, imbalance. What we were just talking about, really getting a hold on these emotions, this push and this pull of these beliefs in general, or just one belief that, hey, I'm gonna do it. I feel strong enough. I can walk away from this. I can let go of this, and then something happens, whether physically or just a thought, and it comes in and it takes us right back, or this polar opposite emotion of feeling unsafe, unsecure, not having our trust in ourselves. There's this, I've been experiencing this a lot, with these messages of this very polar opposite throwings, very vicious, if we will, of how quickly it can turn. How can we ground ourselves? How can we turn this down a bit and get a hold of ourselves, get a straight head? Obviously, there's a lot going on out there in the world, let alone online, and how quickly our mind can be directed by just what we see. And is that grabbing a hold of it? Where are we? Where are we losing grasp of our own strength, our emotions, and allowing other things to come in and infiltrate it, keep us on that tree? I'm going to leave this here. If this resonated, feel free to like, comment, share, or subscribe, and I will talk to you all later.